make one more comment. I'll hand over to you. By the way, someone said that's not a very firm award. I said, well, we're pretty frugal at the 60 Plus Association. It's the thought that counts. This is clearly a friend of seniors. Dr. Paul.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody here from the Tea Party? I think we're going to have a Tea Party tidal wave on Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're going to send a message so loud and so clear, they're going to hear it from New York to LA.
I hope so.
The people in Washington have been saddling us with debt, our kids with debt, our grandkids with debt. There is a day of reckoning coming, and we must grab control of our government again and not let them spend us into oblivion.
Amen.
It's a spending problem, not a revenue problem. We are facing $2 trillion deficits in 1 year. It is at the point where interest, if interest rates go up, the interest payment alone on the debt will consume the vast majority of the budget. We must act now. We must try to fix the system before it is so horribly broken that we have no recourse. Government is out of control at every level. Now, Nancy Pelosi says, well, it's only 2,500 pages. You can read about it after the fact. We are still discovering what was in the bill. Just last week, the head of Medicare sent a letter back to Senator Grassley to say, you know what? Your Medicare deductibles are going up already under Medicare. Your Medicare out-of-pocket costs are going up $1,000. Medicare and Social Security are short of money. Now, my opponents have tried to blame the baby boom on me, but you know what? I had nothing to do with the baby boom, okay? But we do have to figure out how to fix these programs. In the 1930s, we had 42 workers for one retiree. The average life expectancy was 65. Through the 1970s and 80s, we had 7 workers for one retiree. We still ran surpluses in Medicare and Social Security. But the politicians squandered the money. They did not leave it in the trust fund.
Nope.
They spent it on other items.
That's it.
That's why we have a problem. We now are down to less than 3 workers for one retiree, and over the next decade, we're going to be at 1 worker for one retiree. This is no one's fault. This is the demographics of the baby boom. We have 42 million people retired. We're going to go to 77 million within a few years. How do we fix this system? We have to be honest first that there's a problem. The other side says just keep borrowing the money. It's not a big deal. Just keep borrowing from China. We owe China $800 billion. Has anybody seen the Citizens Against Government Waste video out there about China? Yeah. My goodness, that'll scare you. Do we want China to own America? What we need is to elect people who are proud to be Americans. I'm proud to be a Kentuckian, and I'm proud to be an American. And what that means is I'm proud of the American system. The American system that the poorest among us could become the richest among us. We have the greatest mobility, the greatest freedom that any government has ever sustained or allowed its people to have. We have to remember that the Constitution doesn't give us rights. It protects our God-given rights from an overzealous government.
That's it.
This election is about competing visions. Our vision is that we believe in the individual. We believe in the individual entrepreneur, the individual businessman and woman. The other side believes that government is the answer. Ronald Reagan put it very well when his inaugural speech in 1981. He said, Government is not the solution to the problem. Government is the problem.
Got it. They are the problem. You got it.
I am fearful that in the midst of the worst recession since the Great Depression, that things could get worse. The current administration believes because government is the answer to everything, that we need more regulations. No! In the Great Depression, in the midst of the Great Depression, they increased the reserve requirements and made it more difficult to get money from the banks. Several months ago, we passed another 2,500-page bill. We talk about Obamacare all the time, but what I'm even more worried about are the new banking regulations. 2,500 pages, 533 new regulations, but it's going to make it more difficult to get a loan from your community bank. Across Kentucky, people are telling me that even with good credit, they're having trouble getting loans. It's precisely the wrong thing to do in the midst of a recession. President Obama is also talking about getting rid of the Bush tax cuts. Raising taxes in a recession is absolutely the wrong thing to do.
You got it.
We must have and believe in the American way. We must once again elect people who believe in the American system of democratic capitalism. We must have faith that we know the answers, that we can provide the answers, and that we don't have to believe that someone in Washington is somehow smarter than we are. I believe that there will be a Tea Party tidal wave on Tuesday.
Yep.
Something big is happening in our country. You see it in rally after a rally. The other side can't pay 20 people to get together, but everywhere we go, hundreds of people are showing up. Yeah! People are afraid that they're losing and that we are losing a grip because the government has gotten so large that it is bankrupting our future. But the message I want you to leave with is a message of optimism. The message of optimism is that we can believe in America again, we can believe in the people again, and that on Tuesday, we're sending a message to Washington that we've come to take our government back.
Yeah.
Thank you.